right, okay. පස්සේ මේකේ part 2 එක අහනවා මේ book 12 එකේ IELTS book 12 පිටු අංකය 29 page number 29. Now here they are asking මේකේ අහනවා මේ part 2 කොටස. Describe an occasion when you had to wait a long time for someone or something to arrive. You should say who and what you were waiting for, how long you had to wait, so why you had to wait a long time, and explain how you felt about waiting a long time. Right, මේකේ මේ ගොඩක් වෙලා අපිට මොනවා හරි කාරණයක් සම්බන්ධයෙන් ඉන්න සිද්ධ වෙච්ච එකක් ගැන අහන්නේ. එතකොට මේ බලා මෙහෙම අර ගොඩක් වෙලා ඉන්නකොට ඇත්තට ඔයාට මොනවාද දැනුනේ ඒ වගේ දේවල්. එතකොට අපිට මේකෙදි ලොකු රේන්ජ් එකක සෙන්ටෙන්ස් පැටර්න්ස් වලින් අපිට කතා කරන්න සිද්ධ වෙනවා. So you happen to talk extensively and also actually you have to use the sentence patterns of a large range. So ලොකු range එකක sentence patterns අපිට මේකෙදි භාවිතා කරන්න වෙනවා. ඉතින් අපි පුළුවන් තරම් මේවට මේ වගේ දේවල් වෙන කතා කරලා දැන් අපි ශනිකව දැන් උදාහරණයක් විදිහට දැන් මේ වගේ සිද්ධියක් අපේ අත්දැකීමක් නැත්නම් අපි ඒ ගැන වැඩි හිතන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ඔබට පුළුවන් you can improvise one. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලට පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා මොකක් හරි වෙන්නේ අත්දැකීමක් චුට්ටක් වුණා කියලා නිකන් බොරුවක් වගේ එකක් ගොතලා කියන්න. එතකොට ඒකෙදී අපිට මේ ගැන කතා කරන්න කතා 100ක් ගොඩන ගන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා. So you have the ability to build up hundreds or thousands or sometimes the speeches to this type because these are open questions. මේවා විවිධ ප්‍රශ්න නිසා. අපි ඒකට පිළිතුරු කීපයක් අපි බලමු. So this is I'm going to tell you the answer number 1. Well, actually, one day, actually, I had to wait until the first bus arrived in the morning in a certain junction. Actually, so I was coming all the way from Kandy, and I had to go home. And I came very early to Malapitiya junction. And there I waited there was about 1.5 hours for the bus, and I had to wait all the time actually at the bus hold. So waiting at that time actually was really boring and not a very interesting experience because there is no any place to sit down over there, and I just had to wait all the time standing. And also it was a little bit of raining, and therefore the surrounding atmosphere was actually very cold. So I even did not have my bed tea, and also there were no any shops around to take something, eat something, and also just have a cup of tea or something. So because it was all early morning, so all the shops were closed. So I felt extremely boring, and finally actually however the bus arrived, and at that time I felt really tired because as a result I was standing for a long time, and also I felt really cold. However, when I saw the bus was coming, actually I felt really happy, and I got into the bus and I came home. However, actually I still remember that day because I can remember how tired and how boring I felt that day. ඊට පස්සේ අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් well actually I was waiting for one of my uncles one day. Actually it was about 3 or 4 years ago, and he was coming all the way from down south, and I had to wait until he arrived in the city of Kurunegala. And he said that he would arrive around 11 a.m. in the morning, but he arrived around 3 p.m. in the evening. So however actually, so because of that actually I had to wait for a long time, and I just worked here and there and spent time actually in a very careless way. So I went to food shops and I ate various things, and also I just spent time in the bus stand in Kurunegala, and also I just hanged about in the shopping centers, and I walked everywhere in the town. I spent time walking because I did not like staying in the same place. So that day actually I really felt extremely boring and tired of walking here and there. And however finally actually my uncle came, and I took him and I came back home. ඒ වගේ අපිට විවිධ පිළිතුරු කියන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට පස්සේ well actually මම තවත් පිළිතුරක් මේකට මම කියන්නේ another answer that I'm going to give you. Well actually one day actually I came to Peta railway station, and I wanted to come to Kurunegala by train. I went there. I stayed there, and the train was due to come around 2:30, and I came to the railway station around 12 o'clock, and I asked from I came to know from the information displayed there that the scheduled train is around 2:45. So I decided to stay there. However, actually staying more than 2.5 hours is actually not an easy task. So because I don't like to stay a long time in the same place, so however I had to wait there until the train arrived, and however finally it was announced that the train is going to get late, and the train got late another half an hour, and the train arrived 3:15, and however I got into the train and I came, but actually I still remember that incident because I felt extremely boring and tired waiting there. I also had lunch outside the railway station, and I continued to stay until the train arrived, and however the train came, and when I saw the train, actually I felt very happy also, and I came to Kurunegala about 5:30, and however the train came pretty fast, and as a result of that, actually I could enjoy the surrounding beauty while traveling. So train journey is really interesting because we can see a lot of natural environment around just by the right of by the side of the railway track. So traveling by train is interesting, but most of the times actually in Sri Lanka the trains get delayed. එතකොට ඒ වගේ මේ අපිට දීර්ඝ වශයෙන් කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා මේ පිළිබඳ විවිධ පිළිතුරු අපිට දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඔබ දන්නවා. So you can understand, so that you can give different types of answers to this. Well, එතකොට තවත් answer එකක් අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් මෙහෙම. Well, actually one day actually I was waiting in a channel center until a specialist doctor arrives. He was scheduled to arrive at about 6 p.m. I went there around 5:30 p.m. to the channel center, and we waited there until 9 p.m. Actually, it was around 9 p.m. that the doctor arrived, and we had to wait for a long time there. However, so staying there actually in the same place was not very easy, so I just hanged about and just walked around the channel center. But as there was a few number of more patients there, so I had to keep my seat also there. So I continued to sit there for a long time, and I felt extremely boring that day because waiting for a long time is actually not very convenient, and it is something that I really do not like. And we see actually in a lot of places in Sri Lanka we have to wait for a long time to sometimes to get various things done, but actually waiting for a long time and spending time is actually quite a wastage of time. So if something can be done to minimize the amount of time people stay and the waste their time, I think that will be a big solace for the people of this country. So waiting has become a phenomenon in the modern world, actually, especially in countries, developing countries like Sri Lanka. So I think something should be done to make the things efficient, so that actually they can minimize the wasting time of the people, which can be spent in some useful acts. එතකොට මේ වගේ අපිට විවිධ පිළිතුරු මේ සඳහා දීමේ හැකියාව තියෙනවා මේ ස්පීකින් ටෙස්ට් එකේ. ඊට පස්සේ කියනවා, in what kind of situation should people always arrive early? In what kinds of situation should people always arrive early? ඒ කියන්නේ මොන වගේ අවස්ථාවන් වලද මිනිස්සු කලින් එන්න ඕනේ කියලා කියනවා. එතකොට දැන් මේකට අපිට දැන් මේවට ක්ෂණිකව අපි පිළිතුරු අපි දෙන්න ඕන. අතර මේක තමයි මේ IELTS ටෙස්ට් එකේදී තියෙන විශේෂත්වය. ඉතින් මේකෙදී මොනවද කියන්නේ කියන එක එච්චරම වැදගත් නෑ. So what you say is not very important, but that you say something is what is important. මොන හරි දෙයක් කතා කරන එක දීර්ඝ වශයෙන් තමයි ඉතා වැදගත් වෙන්නේ. එතකොට in what kind of situation should people always arrive early කියලා අහනවා. In what kinds of situations should people always arrive early? එතකොට හොඳයි, අපිට එතකොට දැන් මේ වගේ ප්‍රශ්නයකට අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන්, well, actually there are a lot of situations where people should come early. For example, actually if we are going to an interview, so we need to go there early and we need to arrive at the place definitely early, because if we get late that will become definitely a negative remark there. and that they will count it as the carelessness or the negligence, or sometimes the lack of the necessity, like that. So therefore it is really important that we arrive early at an interview. Sometimes there may be justifiable as well as reasonable reasons also for you to get late, but it will be always counted as a negative remark if you arrive late in an interview. So if when you go to the school also, actually you need to arrive in the school early, because if you continue to get late in the school also will be considered as a negative remark there. So therefore when we go to school you need to go to early. In the other the next thing is actually when you go to work. So especially when you are going to work, you need to arrive in the workplace early, because otherwise it will be counted as a negative remark, and also you will be sometimes warned several times, and also sometimes you will be charged, or sometimes you will be fined, or sometimes you will have to face some disciplinary action as a result of getting late. So that is also one place that you need to arrive early. So there is another very important place that you need to arrive very early, because that is the airport. So if you are going to migrate to another country, and if you are going to take a flight, if you are going to get on board a flight, so you need to arrive at least 1 hour before the scheduled time at the airport, because there are a lot of things, a lot of pre-arrangements that you have to do there. And in addition to that, such as checking your documents, so in addition to that actually, so it is counted as something very important that you arrive early in an airport, and you are given also strict orders to arrive early at least 1 or 2 hours before the scheduled time. So that is to make the necessary arrangements properly. Therefore, if you are going to take a flight also to another country or a place, so you need to arrive early at the airport, and that's really important. Right, okay. So there are also other places that you need to arrive early. For example, if you are going to a channel center to channel a doctor to take for medical consultancy. So that is also very important that you arrive early. So if you get late there also, sometimes you can miss the doctor. So like that, actually there are a large other places as well that you need to arrive early. So you can explore and you can develop your speech that way. ඔයාලට පුළුවන් ඒවා ගවේෂණය කරලා ඔයාලගේ කතාවේ විදියට develop කරගන්න අපි කොයි වගේ තැන් වලටද කලින් එන්න ඕනේ කියන කාරණය. එතකොට මේ කතාව හොඳට අහන්න. You listen to this speech well. You see this video several times. මේ වීඩියෝ එක කීප වතාවක් ගොඩක් සැරයක් බලලා ඔයාගේ ස්පීච් එක හදාගන්න ලස්සනට ඒ අනුව ඔබේ කතාව දිගට ඩෙවලොප් කරගන්න. ඉතින් මේ විදිහට තමයි අපි අතට ඉංග්‍රීසි කතා කරන්න ඕනේ. දීර්ඝ වශයෙන් අපි කතා කරන්න ඉගෙන ගන්නවා කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේකට. So this is what we say, that you need to talk, that you develop to talk extensively. So you need to have a profound English knowledge to speak like this. So how are you going to gain this profound English knowledge? මේ විදිහට ඉංග්‍රීසි කතා කරන්න ටිකක් භාෂාව පිළිබඳ ගැඹුරු අවබෝධයක් තියෙන්න ඕන. ඒක අපි කොහොමද මේ ගැඹුරු අවබෝධය ලබා ගන්න? ඉතින් මේ පිළිබඳව ඔබට පුළුවන්කම දෙනවා මගේ දුරකථන අංකයට කතා කරලා, එහෙම නැත්නම් මට WhatsApp message එකක් දාලා ඒ විස්තර ගන්න. ඔබට මගේ දුරකථන අංකය ඒ වගේ දේවල් YouTube channel එක හරහාම ගන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා. So they are published in the YouTube channel. හොඳයි. ඉතින් ඒ වගේම මේ වීඩියෝ එක ෂෙයා කරන්න, ඔබේ channel එක subscribe කරන්න. එතකොට ඔබට අලුත් වීඩියෝ එකක් දාපු ගමන් ඒවා බලන්න හැකියාව තියෙනවා.